All right, so we are sitting on the ramp in Burns, Oregon. This is a 1959 Piper Comanche 250. It's a high-performance, complex, single-engine piston aircraft. That's piston, like a piston, up and down piston. This is a simulation built by A2A Simulations, and if you don't know anything about flight simulations, A2A is, they take their things to the next level. This is not a game, this is an actual recreation of the owner of the company's personal aircraft. It's had some avionics upgrades, of course. They didn't have, moving map GPS in 1959. And they didn't have, JPI engine monitors or anything like that back then. So this is upgraded, but otherwise it's fairly stock. So I'm just going to go up. I'm going to go around the pattern a couple of times. Let's see, trying to own a ranch and doing some horse care. That's so cool. That is so cool, Ghosty Goose. I'm really proud of you. I'll give you an exterior view of this bad boy real quick. This is November 5966 Papa. It has got lots of speed modifications built into the airframe, including auxiliary tip tanks on the wings, which add another 200 pounds to the maximum gross weight of the aircraft, and also 15 extra gallons of fuel. It's got a 250 horsepower engine. So it's got plenty of oomph. We're taking off from, so you get the altimeter set here. So almost 4,200 feet is the height of this field. Let's see, Canadian Fox says, I have some exciting news you might be interested in. I'll be flying to Nova Scotia this summer for a visit to see my family. That's so cool. I've always wanted to go to Nova Scotia. I've only been to Canada, once in my life, and it was only for just a couple of days, but it was beautiful. It was in British Columbia is where I was, but get my strobe lights on here. We're going to turn the pitot heat on because it's cold out. Not going to turn the landing lights on quite yet. All right, let's go ahead and, take some pictures and post them on Instagram so people can see the sights. Yeah, really, really excited to see those, Fox. That's really cool. Yeah, I hope you have fun with your family as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and taxi out to the runway. 122.8 is going to be our Unicom frequency. 122.8. Let's swap over to that now. All right, we're going to announce our taxi to the runway.
Kilo Bravo November Oscar Traffic Couch Pilot Tree, November Sierra, is taxiing to runway 21.
All right. So runway 21. All right, so Birds Traffic Comanche 66 Papa is taxiing to runway 21. Close traffic. Go feed the dog, so you'll be right back. All right, Ghosty Goose, we'll see you in just a few. All right, so we're going to taxi out to runway 21. All right, so we get to follow the dorky blue taxi indicators here. All right, so real quick, I'm going to give the flight controls a test, make sure everything's free and clear before we take off. All right, I'm going to put out a notch of flaps, visually verify they're down. Make sure elevator trim set to neutral. Ooh, that's a horrible texture. I love this new Microsoft Flight Simulator because it uses Google Earth to create the planet. It uses a technology called photogrammetry. So everything that Google Earth sees is recreated in 3D in this sim. So it's really as real as it can get. as far as the scenery and whatnot goes. Let's see. Experience introducing the partner to the rest of the extended family. Ah, that's really cool. That can be nerve-wracking, but it's overall, I'm sure it's going to be a good experience. All right, so for some reason they're having us taxi back all the way to the other end of the runway. I'm going to turn up the radio volume just a little bit here. Can you hear my voice okay over the engine? I'm still trying to get audio levels balanced and whatnot. Cool. Good news. And does it look like the stream's running pretty smoothly? I mean, of course, I'm running at 60 frames per second. I don't think the stream's coming through that fast, but... Yeah, it really doesn't matter which way we take off today. I mean, you can see the wind socks drooping there. A very, very light wind pointing right down the runway. But just for good measure, we'll go down to the end and turn around to take off. Yeah, so this particular aircraft, the A2A Comanche 250, like this particular simulation of it has set a gold standard or a new standard for realism in flight simulation. I got it maybe a week ago, and I've just been flying the heck out of it, and I just frickin' love it. It's just really something else. So you convince the partner to go shark diving. We're out there. Claim the largest great white shark caught in Canadian history was caught in those same waters. That's an interesting piece of trivia. Sounds scary to me. Oh, that's why I had to taxi all the way out to turn around. There's no taxiway that comes out to this end of the runway. I just flew in here last night. I'm not really familiar with the area, like, at all, so... I did a run-up before I came on stream with you guys, but that was about 20 minutes ago, so I'm going to do one more quick run-up before actually taking off. Alright, so let's go ahead and set the parking brake. Seems like a very ill-planned airport. Yeah, I was flew from Spokane down here to Burns last night, and man, we got socked in quick. I had to do an instrument approach into this runway, and the icing was just, it was crazy. Like, it was actually legit dangerous. I shouldn't have, in real life, I would not have attempted to come in here last night in a plane like this, but it was hairy, very hairy. All right, go ahead and, strobes, landing lights are on. I'm not going to turn the fuel pump on until I'm done with run up, but let's see. Sorry for bothering you. Want to offer promotion of your channel viewers, followers, viewers, chat. Price is lower than any competitor. Go to stream rides. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm having fun, and my friends are having fun with me. So, we're good. Take care. Peace, love, and all the good things. I'm going to run up my airplane now. Okay, so I'm going to run the engine up to 2,000 RPM. Oil temperature is up nicely. Sure, I got the parking brake on. Okay, so I'm going to run the engine up. You can see on that bot everywhere. Yeah. I haven't been on stream in about 6 months, so a lot has changed, obviously. Alright, so I'm running up the engine, so we're going to test the ignition system on the engine. So I'm going to go ahead and test the left mag. We've got about a 90 RPM drop there. I'm going to test the right mag. Okay, drop is the same. Back to both mags, back up to 2,000 RPM. I'm going to exercise the propeller. Okay, I'm going to make sure that when we pull out the carburetor heat that we get RPM drop. Because I sure needed the carb heat last night, man. Alright, so all good. We're taking off on the fullest fuel tank. And real quick, I am going to make sure that the mixture is set for best power. So give me just a second here. Bear with me. You guys can't see what my hands are doing, but I'm operating knobs and things. You just have to trust me. Alright, best mixture is set. Idle check. 600 RPM, back to 1,000 RPM. Okay. Fuel pump is on. First notch of flaps is set. Okay, we're ready to go. You're going to start playing Phasmophobia. You're going to have such a fun experience. Yeah, eventually I will. Eventually I will. Alright, here we go, folks. I'm going to be quiet for just a minute because I got to concentrate on things during the takeoff phase. Okay, so we are going to execute a regular straight-ahead takeoff for runway 21. We're going to accelerate to 85 knots if we don't lift off sooner than that. We're going to climb to 5,100 feet. And tool around a little bit and then come back and land. Yeah, that would be fun to play Phasmo together. Alright, here we go, folks. Okay, parking brake release. Slowly advancing to full throttle. Here we go. Keeping the right rudder in because plane's pulling to the left. Woo! And we are up. Positive rate of climb, landing gear coming up. Alright, we've got 100 knots, flaps up. Okay, I'm going to set my HSI for runway heading. Alright, I'm going to pull the prop up to 2,400 RPM. It's 5,100 feet. I'm going to go ahead and level off the aircraft. So we're just going to tool around about 1,000 feet off the ground. No big deal. Okay, we're going to accelerate. This is an extremely fast airplane. For what it is extremely fast. I'm actually going to go ahead and keep us at 5,500 feet so that I'm on one of the 500s. Alright, I'm going to pull the power back to about 2,100 RPM. Or 21 inches of manifold pressure. And then pull the prop back to 2,100 RPM. It's a little bumpy today. I know you guys are talking to me. I'll look down in just a second once the aircraft's stable. Alright, 2121, let's establish a cruise. Alright. Excellent. So, we're at a fairly low cruise power right now. Well, we're at like a 58% cruise. And we're going, yeah, about 170 miles an hour. Let's see, I'm packing, be back later. Happy flying, alright. Thanks, Ghosty Goose. Very good. I haven't done a lot of pattern work in this aircraft yet, but I definitely need to get practicing on some of that stuff, because you know, you do your commercial license and you know, in aircraft similar to this. Ooh, it's choppy. Choppy air. Alright, so I'm technically downwind of the runway at this point. Alright. Alright, and there's the airport right out there. Yeah, so I guess Burns is... I didn't realize I was using this as a halfway stop point on my way from Spokane down to Reading, and I did not realize that Burns was at this altitude. When I was flight planning, I was kind of shocked how high above sea level it is. Alright, there's 1800 RPM, 55% power. That's where we just came from. Look at that beauty. They just don't make them like that. 1959. What a classic. Burns traffic. Comanche 66 Papa is on extended downwind to land. Runway 21 Burns. Alright, so I'm going to slow us down, which this plane doesn't like to do. I'm at a fairly conservative power setting right now. We've got 160 miles an hour indicated airspeed, so at lower altitudes it would actually, we'd be indicating at 170 miles an hour easy. I'm going to go ahead and put the prop all the way forward. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. Turn this around for a landing, and I am definitely cheating. This is a lazy pattern. If there were other aircraft in the pattern with me, they'd be super mad. Alright, there's 125 miles an hour. Alright, so there it is right out there. Burns traffic, Comanche 66 Papa. Is on final, runway 21 to land. Burns. Alright, so I'm going to leave the mixture set where it is. Normally we'd put the mixture in. But 160 isn't that fast, and I realized you're talking about yeah, Imperial units. Imperial, US, whatever. We need to get on board with the metric system here, you know, like the rest of the flipping world, but, you know, that's America for you. All right. 110 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and put the landing gear down. All right, gear's coming down. That'll slow us down quite a bit. This was a horrible pattern. I mean, like, embarrassing. I'm sorry to everyone. Alright, this first notch of flaps. Yeah, and pretty much no matter where you are in the world, when it comes to aviation, everything is done in knots and feet. Older aircraft like this are calibrated in miles per hour, a second notch of flaps. Okay, pull a little bit more power out. Comanches are notoriously hard to land smoothly, and I have experienced that firsthand now at this point. Alright, and last notch of flaps. You know, and that's because there had to be, you know, there has to be a standard, you know, so that everyone's using the same units, because, you know, aviation makes the world so small. Alright, there's 85 miles an hour. I'm gonna hang out there. I'm not gonna do a touch and go. This is gonna be a full stop. Pray with me, everybody. Pray with me. Power out. Yeah, we're floating. Not bad. Not my finest work, but definitely not bad. Let's get those flaps up and we'll go ahead and taxi back. Alright, you gotta stay on top of the power here so we don't kill the engine. Alright, let me check elevator trim, make sure that it's set to neutral for takeoff again. Alright, I'm going to taxi back and we're going to take off again. Take a look how fuel's doing, our temperatures are doing. Alright, fuel's balanced again, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see, I've got the fuel pump on. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the left tank again. I could make it easy on myself, you know, and I could run both of those tanks at the same time. But apparently that's not how most Comanche drivers do it. Most of them bleed one tank at a time. So so I've been trying to follow tradition. Yeah, so I've got, you know, about a quarter of a tank at each tank. Alright, so everything's good to go, so we're just going to go for it. Let's gun it. Woo! Right up. Beautiful. Whee! Let's go check out these mountains over here. Again, I'm going to take us back up to 5,500 feet. Gear up. Prop back to 2,400 RPM. Alright, there's 5,500 feet, trimming the nose down. Alright, we're going to establish 55% cruise here. We're going to do it because we're already at full throttle. I'm going to just start pulling the RPM back. There's so many different ways to set the power on these aircraft, and there's no right way to do it, as long as you keep the engine within you know, certain parameters. So let's see what gives us 55% power, and then we'll lean the mixture and tweak it from there. Alright, so we don't want to go any lower than 1,800 RPM, and at full throttle at this altitude, that's giving us 66% power. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the other the 10% down with the throttle down to 55%. Perfect. All right. I love the sound of that motor. I'm going to enrich in the mixture about 1 gallon per hour, and then we'll go ahead and start leaning it. Alright, so there's 13 gallons per hour. Let's enter lean find mode. Start bringing it back. So there's 13.1, 13, 12.9, 12.8, 12.7, 12.6, 12.5, 12.4, 12.3, 12.2, 12.1, there's 12, 11.9, 11.8, 11.7, 11.6, 11.5. I need to put a little bit of RPM in because we're down below 1,800. Alright, 11.6. Keep leaning. 11.6. 11.5. 11.4. 11.3. 11.2. I bet it's going to be right around 11.1 or 11. There's 11.1. 11. 10.9 gallons per hour, and we're still not leaned all the way. So we're getting amazing fuel economy. 10.8 gallons per hour, 10.7 gallons per hour at about 158 miles an hour indicated. Leanness, there we go. 10.5, I'm going to add just a few more revs to get us back to 55%. $1,900 ought to do it. All right, 1940. 10.9 gallons per hour, and yeah, like 158, 159 miles an hour indicated. We're making 139 knots over the ground. And I'm in a little bit of a climb because of the mountains here. So if we were like truly leveled out, I think we'd probably get about 165. So we're up about 6,000 feet now. Of course, that's above sea level. I mean, you can tell we're not 6,000 feet above these mountains. There's snow in them there hills. All right. Well, this has been a pretty good test. I think I can pull off these flight sim streams pretty well. That's kind of going to be, you can see the rotating beacon out there for the airport. That alternating green and white flashing light. So we're going to fly back to Burns now. Follow the beacon. I'm going to focus a lot more on flight simulation in my streams. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Okay, it's going to be loud for a second. I'm going to look outside the airplane again. Look at that beauty, man. Look at that. What a monster. An elegant little flying sports car. Back to Burns we go. Burns traffic, Comanche 66 Papa is inbound from the west. Overfly the field to join the pattern. Left downwind to runway 21, Burns. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and slow us down. Alright, and one of the things I'm going to do to slow us down, so check this out. I'm going to restore power to the, not restore power, but I'm going to advance the prop lever, which is going to, it's going to make the engine sound like I'm adding a bunch of power, and my revs are going to go up. But what's happening is I'm flattening that propeller blade angle relative to the direction that we're traveling, and it actually works like a speed brake. So even though it sounds like we're adding power, you'll be able to see our speed is immediately going to start decreasing. It's a very effective speed brake, especially when you've been cruising at really low RPMs. I'm going to pull the manifold pressure back out a bit too. And I'm going to start descending to the pattern. All right. That's just the gear warning horn. If the gear is up and you pull the throttle back too much, it just warns you to make sure that, because normally when you pull the power way out, you know, it's going to be like when you're landing to really chop the power. So you get that audible warning. If the gear is not down and you pull the throttle back enough, that warning horn will go off to remind you to make sure that the gear is in the position that you want it to be. Alright, so there's 120 miles an hour. Yeah, I've just been flying with the fuel pump on this whole time. Alright, let's check. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the right tank. Alright, we're under 125 miles an hour and we are in the pattern. Burns traffic, Comanche 66 Papa is turning left downwind. Runway 21 Burns. So I'm going to go ahead and put the landing gear down. This is going to be a more traditional pattern that we're going to fly here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put down that first notch of flaps. And I'm going to trim us for about 100 miles an hour. Okay. Burns traffic, Comanche 66 Papa is turning left base, runway 21, Burns. Okay, I need to add a little bit of power. Second notch of flaps. Now remember, in the pattern like this, we are controlling speed with pitch, and we are controlling vertical speed with the throttle. Burns traffic, Comanche 66 Papa is turning final, runway 21, Burns. Okay, last notch of flaps. Okay, undercarriage is down, flaps are set. Gas is on. I'll pull the throttle out just a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to come in a little bit slower this time. We came in at 85 miles an hour that last time, and I felt like we floated forever. Wasn't a bad landing, but it could be better. So I'm going to come in at about 80 this time. There's 80 miles an hour. We're going to hold right here. Okay, across the threshold. Cutting power. There we go. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Look at that. Greased it on. Right on the center line. Alright, flaps are up. Woo! Beautiful. Man. Who says Comanche landings are all bad? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and taxi back to the ramp. Shut this bird down. and go find some dinner. Well, this was a good test. Alright, so I think we can pick up a taxiway at the end of this runway. We'll find out. Burns traffic, Comanche 66 Papa is clear of the runway. Good to see you too, Fox. I'm going to try to do this a little more often. Peace, love, all the good things to you and your partner. I'm excited for you to take your trip to Nova Scotia. I'll be looking forward to seeing those pictures. So don't be a stranger, and we'll see you around. Take care of yourself. Hey, look, it's a taxiway. What a novel idea. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my strobes. I can turn off my landing. Whoops, no. Wrong switch. There we go. Woo! Pardon me. Alright, so let me think about this. Which way do I want to... I'm going to be parking right on the end next to this little helicopter. Or maybe not. See what else we got available down here. Oh, look at that Waco. I have one of those. Beautiful. That's where I was gonna park. Fine, I'm gonna park next to this 172. Move up just a little bit further. There we go. There we go. Alright, now I gotta set the parking brake. Brake is set. Okay, I'm gonna run the engine up to 1800 RPM. I'll do that for a few seconds, make sure that the engine's all cleared out. We do that for about 20 seconds, so about 5 more seconds, and then we'll set the throttle to 1200 RPM. And we'll watch, make sure the cylinder head temperature is coming back down. Down at the bottom of the green. Let's go ahead and turn that pitot heat off. I can turn my strobes out. Turn avionics master off. Yeah, we can go ahead and pull the mixture out. Okie doke. And turn off the rotating beacon at this point. Pressure's coming down. Just making sure everything looks good. Okay. And turn the master switch off. Latch and open the cabin door. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the gust lock. Alright, let's go secure the airplane. Tie down. Chocks. Chocks. Tie down. To the empennage. Tie down the tail. Okay. All is well. Okay, well that concludes our flight around the Burns, Oregon area. It was short but sweet, nothing special, but we have fun, don't we? I forgot to turn the ignitions off. Wow, okay. Alright, I guess that's it. I might as well set the trim back to neutral. All right, friends. Well, thank you for coming and flying with me tonight. It was a lot of fun to fly around in the Comanche and show it to you guys. So anyway, hopefully we'll do some more of this at some point. All right. Well, that's it for me. All right. God, what did I used to say? It's been so long. Please take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. I love you all dearly, and I can't wait to see you again. I hope I get back to this. I hope I get back to this soon. This was a lot of fun. I've really missed streaming. So anyway, like I said, guys, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. I wish you all nothing but peace, love, happiness, and all the good things. And until we meet again. See you next time.